distinct from the authority. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the previous law, which the minority leader is quoting from, this is what the principle you are speaking to is coming from the previous law, Mr. Speaker, which is the National Health Insurance Act 2003, Act 650. Act 650 is where the board is expected to okay or ratify, or have the formula should have gone through the board before coming to this house, Mr. Speaker. That is the Old Testament. We are in the new era. This is the New Testament. And the New Testament is the Act 852. And Mr. Speaker, if you go to section 110 of the said act, the reviewed act, section 110 says, Mr. Speaker, the following acts are hereby repealed. 1. The National Health Insurance Act 2003, Act 650, and the National Health Insurance Amendment Act 2008, Act 753. Mr. Speaker, these are the acts in which the mandate was given to the governing board to present to this House for approval a formula. Mr. Speaker, the new law vests that authority in the authority itself. It vests that power in the authority and not the board. So this letter that came followed previous discussions with the minority leader and insistence on it. That is why this letter was produced. But Mr. Speaker, if you're going stricto sensu to the law and read it strictly and comply with it strictly, nowhere in the new law, which is Act 650, does it require that the board presents a formula to this House. Mr. Speaker, it is authority.
Act 852.
And Mr. Speaker, the head of the authority is the chief executive of the National Health Authority. And he is seated with the day-to-day administration of the authority. So if a formula emanates from his outfit and from his management, Mr. Speaker, we don't see how it contravenes Act 650. Mr. Speaker, it doesn't. Mr. Speaker, so let's speak from the New Testament. And the New Testament is the National Health Insurance Act 2003, the National Health Insurance Act 852, the National Health Insurance Act 2012, Act 852, Mr. Speaker. And if we go by it, we haven't contravened any law. Mr. Speaker, the minority leader again referred to our manifesto and the chief whip, going on and on about promises that we've made to the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, the people of Ghana, their health is our priority as a party, as a government, and we are going to deliver to them what we have promised them. Mr. Speaker, we should go back into the 2008 manifesto of the NDC. 110 premium. Why is the 110 premium? You had 8 years of governance. You promised the people of Ghana a one-time premium on the National Health Insurance Scheme, and we never saw it come to pass. Mr. Speaker, so we shouldn't come here and pretend to the people of Ghana that we are holier than thou. Mr. Speaker, we cannot come and present it to the people of Ghana that we are holier than thou. We are better than the NPP. Mr. Speaker, as the Honorable Apia Kubi rightly pointed out, these areas that we are talking about, these areas that the minority keeps saying that is a shortfall, and for that matter, we promise the people of Ghana to rejuvenate the National Health Insurance Scheme, and so we should do so. Where are the areas coming from? Under whose tenure were these monies not paid? Mr. Speaker, I refer to page 7 of the report, paragraph 13.2, and it reads, Mr. Speaker, the huge claims of arrears amounting to 425.79 million Ghana cedis was for the year 2016. Mr. Speaker, it was for the year 2016. Who was in power then? Now who caused them, Mr. Speaker? Who caused the arrears? It is the same minority. It is the same NDC. And they are here telling us that these arrears are crippling the National Health Insurance Scheme. Mr. Speaker, as the deputy finance minister said, we are committed to strengthening the National Health Insurance Scheme. And so they have made adequate provision for it. They have made payments from January to March, which is their arrears that they left for us to take. Mr. Speaker, we will take up and make sure that we strengthen the National Health Insurance Scheme for the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, the minority leader again quoted the honorable member, the former member for Ishiaetso, Dr. Richard Avani, and presented handouts and quoted from the handouts to the effect that he actually recommended that 1% should be given to the National Health Insurance Scheme to boost it up. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Muntaka, do you stand on the point of order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is shocking that the deputy majority leader can afford to mislead the whole of this country, to tell this country that their management now represent the authority of the National Health Insurance. She should look at the act that she's referring to, the 2012 one, Act 852. I take her to 4.3. The board shall ensure the proper and effective performance function of the authority. Mr. Speaker, when you come again on the 4th, it says that the governing body of the authority is the board. The governing body of the authority is the board. And Mr. Speaker, when you go to the fund,
Members, order.
Mr. Speaker, when you go to the fund, it
Does
says
anyone feel threatened?
Let
him finish.
It says that the authority shall present to Parliament the formula. And Mr. Speaker, I've just quoted 4 and 4.3. That clearly shows that the power of the authority is vested in the board. And you cannot say the management can act without the board. Mr. Speaker, she is misleading this House. Look, colleague, she should. You said so. You said that you did the right thing because the chief executive. You said the chief executive presenting the formula is right. You didn't do anything wrong. So, Mr. Speaker, I hope she will correct herself and proceed.
Honorable members. It's painful to observe this approach. I believe the relevant person can always respond. Honorable Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, as I continue with my submission, I want to put on record that, Mr. Speaker, never did our side of the House, whether on this side or the other side, where Honorable Muntaka seemed so worried to be on that side, when we were on that side, and the issue, I can see he's not so happy. When we were there as the minority, Mr. Speaker, never did we oppose the capitation. It should be put on record, Mr. Speaker. We did not oppose the capitation. We rather raised issues on the methodology of its implementation. That is all, Mr. Speaker. So to come to this House and the sides of the House haven't changed, to quote our side when we were in the minority there, to have said that we were against capitation, Mr. Speaker, is grossly misleading. And we should have it on record that we never did say anything of the sort. And so we, in the government, of today, we want to stress and buttress the point that we believe in the National Health Insurance Scheme. We introduced it in the first place, and we will do anything possible. Mr. Speaker, we will do anything possible to make it a workable and a sustainable scheme for the people of Ghana. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister for Health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to urge my colleagues on both sides of the House to unanimously adopt the committee's report to enable the National Health Insurance Authority go ahead with disbursement according to the formula that may have been approved. But, Mr. Speaker, as I sat down and listened to arguments emanating from both sides of the House, at times I smile, at times I squeeze my face a little bit, and I don't know even what to say at this point in time. Mr. Speaker, the bottom line is that, and I want to go along the side of where the Honorable Minority Leader started. Health insurance is one legacy that has been bequeathed us by a former president of this country who coincidentally led those of us sitting on the majority side today. And we shouldn't joke with it. Mr. Speaker, I've been attending international conferences, and wherever we decide to discuss health financing, Ghana becomes a symbol, an icon, because of the health insurance that was introduced in 2003, which we have operated, though with challenges, up till today. And people are traveling, coming here to look at what Ghana has done. And my colleagues will bear me out. Mr. Speaker, on the 10th anniversary of Ghana National Health Insurance Authority, some of us were assembled at Kempinski, including my own good friend, a very long-standing member of the Health Committee and a former Minister for Health, to go and sit down there and make presentations for people from Nigeria, Burkina Faso, everywhere, to look at what Ghana has done. And this is not a legacy we should let go so easily. Mr. Speaker, the irony of the whole situation now is the fact that some of us go to the upstream, do our galamsey there and spoil the color of the water. Then we rush down to the downstream here and start talking about, why don't you wash the color? Why did you do the water like this? In my language, they say, now about former BBC say, who has caused this? Either we are in distress or we have collapsed. What is the situation? We all provide this. And my colleagues over there are shouting that we should pay them. Who caused the problem? We have said on several occasions that we are working to expand our fiscal space, and we will get there. Mr. Speaker, we promise to restructure, we promise to revive, we promise to revamp, and we are on course. We never said we do it in 2 days. Neither did we say we do it in 100 days. Some of us promised one-time premium for 8 years, nothing happened. So if we promise restructuring and reforming and reviving, and we are only in 6 months completed, is this a crime? Is this a failure of promise? Mr. Speaker, I want to inform my colleagues on both sides of the House that the ministry has set up a committee and charged it with terms of reference that gives us an objective to meet stakeholders from all sides of the political divide. All former CEOs of National Health Insurance Authority have been invited to sit somewhere this weekend to look at how best we can find solutions for sustenance of the National Health Insurance Authority. Because, Mr. Speaker, without that, how will we care for the people that we represent? We cannot do cash and carry again. Neither can we go free health again. The only sure bet is the window that we have charted so far. And it is our priority now to try to do what we can do best, dialogue and tap into think tanks and see what new solutions will come up for us to work on. Mr. Speaker, some of my colleagues during their contribution to the debate were talking about overburdening of National Health Insurance Authority and the formula, especially the funds, with non-core activities and especially from National Health Insurance. Mr. Speaker, I just want to make reference to clause 40, clause 3, that in the law it is enshrined, and I'll read, without limiting subsection 2, not more than 10% of the annual funding amount shall be expended on non-core activities. Mr. Speaker, this is the law, and I want to quote to my hearing of my colleague, the lawyer, Minority Leader, National Health Insurance Act 2012, Act 852. The law permits some expenditure outside the core mandate of health insurance. And Mr. Speaker, if you look at the committee's report, the committee's report says that support for MOH, 140 million, that the former chairman of the health committee was lamenting upon, is less than 10%. It's only 6.2%. And this should go into buying vaccines. He listed all those things down there. Mr. Speaker, as I speak, because of a real situation, we don't have money to pay providers and they should work. Even what health insurance should support Ministry of Health with, the ministry itself, just last week, from our goods and services, how do I call it, resources, had to pay for arrears on core funding. Other than that, vaccines are running out of our hospitals for children to be vaccinated with. Mr. Speaker, we are not in very happy moments at all. And when we are talking about collapsing, police are talking about, yes, you said it has collapsed, but you are running it. What is the difference between distress and collapse? Semantics don't help, Mr. Speaker. The fact is that health insurance is not working as it should have been. And I would prefer to use collapse to describe that. If you decide to use distress, so be it. And when you are asking us it is in distress, it has not collapsed, you are at the same time asking us to revive, to revamp. So what will that mean? Mr. Speaker, I want us to move ahead. My colleague, the Deputy Minister for Finance, was alluding to some payments.
Mr. Speaker, I shouldn't do this to the minister as he sums up. But in order that I am not and the House is not misled, I heard him say that our health insurance was the model being stated by many other countries as he traveled abroad. Mr. Speaker, is it the distress or the collapse one which is being stated as he comes?
Mr. Speaker,
Honourable Minority Leader, you know you are out of order. Honourable Minister, you may continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to make reference to the submission from my colleague, the Deputy Minister for Finance. Mr. Speaker, as I speak, Health Insurance Authority has received some good resources to the extent that after they finish disbursing by the next week or two, we will have paid this year alone for 9 months. 9 months meaning 6 months to Nana Akufo-Addo's regime and 3 months into the 2016 arrears that we came to inherit. That gives progress. And by the end of next week, like I said, we will have made payments up to September for 2016, which is a good indication that we are working to try to clear the arrears to enable our people that we represent have access to good health. Mr. Speaker, as I said earlier on, the government will not renege on its promises. The President has said he will stand by everything that has been put into our manifesto and work towards ensuring that we are meeting the promises that we made to the good people of Ghana. But Mr. Speaker, we can't do all within the first 3 months, the first 6 months of the president's term. I believe we still have time, and what we are putting in place within next year, we will see fruits actually coming up to bear for us to actually take some to eat. Mr. Speaker, I think I will end here, and thank you especially and leadership of Parliament for allowing us to come back to get the formula approved by Parliament, and we want to assure the House that we will work to make satisfactory oversight by you, and all that you are approving, we will make sure that we are doing so well with it, manage prudently, and ensure that the health insurance we all dream about, we all get released from as MPs for not paying health bills for people when we have a revitalized health insurance. We all benefit from it. So it's an assurance from our side that we will work very hard to ensure that what we promised and what we put in the manifesto works for all of us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. First Deputy Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you. I thank all our members for their contribution. The report has generated so much contribution, so much discussion with passion. Just one observation. At the time that Honourable Deputy Minister for Finance announced that some payments have been made, some members were heard saying, what is the basis when the formula has not been approved? I just want to say that this formula is for disbursement only, that the source of payment is the budget and the other laws which underpin the sources of funding. So, honourable members, I thank you. I wish that the report will be wholly endorsed by the House. Thank you very much.
Honourable members, at the conclusion of the debate, the question is, all those in favour of the motion numbered 8 say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. This Honourable House adopts the report of the Committee of the Whole on the proposed formula for the disbursement of the National Health Insurance Fund for the year 2017. Thank you. What is the next in order, Honourable Deputy Majority Leader?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, respectfully, we seem to have exhausted business for today, except for a few papers that ought to have been laid. But with our earlier indication at first sitting, we agreed that this is going to be the major business for today. So in the absence of any further business, Mr. Speaker, I move that the House be adjourned to tomorrow at 12 noon. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Minority Leader.
Speaker, I rise mindful of the fact that yourself have scheduled a parliamentary service board meeting where you intend to take far-reaching decisions which will improve the responsiveness of this House. We certainly cannot hold you further. Therefore, I beg to second the motion for adjournment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, the motion for adjournment has been moved and seconded. All those in favour say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The House will stand adjourned to tomorrow to 12 noon.
You are always not there.